Democrats. It is Monday, June 6th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Life. Happy Monday. I'm going to call it Happy Monday, even though there were more mass shootings this weekend wherein 18 people were killed and 72 people were injured. It is not slowing down. For some reason, those thoughts and prayers aren't blocking bullets. It is still a big issue. And because it's still a big issue, I want to focus on what we can do to change it. And what we can do to change it is vote. You guys know I was going to say it. It's not a big surprise. Vote. You cannot vote for the guy who says he's forced birth, the guy who says he's pro-life, if he isn't for protecting those of us who are walking around. You have to kind of think about the entire picture. So today is June 6th. You have 1 week. You have until June 13th to request your absentee ballot. If you want to have your ballot mailed to your home so that you have enough time to fill it out at home and put it in the mail and make sure that it counts. You have 1 week until next Monday on the 13th to request your absentee ballot. Now, let's take a moment and talk about registering to vote. About a month and a half ago, I bragged that my voter's registration card came in the mail. And I'm doing that so y'all can't copy my address. That my voter's registration card came in the mail. My precinct numbers changed. My state Senate district has changed. And so there's all the kinds of reasons of why you need to get your card in hand. I voted for decades without knowing where my voter's registration card is, but things have changed. Now, found out today that the election board is mailing these out kind of county by county, trying to make sure that everybody has them in hand by June 28th, which is when the primary elections are. They've had 65,000 cards returned in the mail. Guys, if you are still registered to vote at your mama's house, update your voter's registration. If you're still registered at the house that you wish you still lived at, update your voter's registration, because I have had changes on my card, and I bet a bunch of you have as well. Apparently, 65,000 Oklahomans, not just Democrats, Oklahomans have had some change to their voter's registration. And so when their cards were mailed out, they didn't get them. So you don't have to wait on your card to be able to vote. But I strongly encourage you to go out to the state election board, click on the OK Voter portal, put in your name and your birthday, and verify where you vote and what your precinct number is and what your House and Senate districts are. Because I have a whole new state senator, right? And so, lucky, I now have a Democrat when I had a Republican, but I have a whole new state senator. And so a lot of people this has happened to. Please go out to the Oklahoma State Election Board, to the voter portal, and verify your precinct number, what your districts are, and where you vote. Because in Tulsa, I think almost all precinct numbers changed. Almost all of them changed. Not because one line was moved, but they just completely like wholesale redrew everything and renumbered everything. So check your voter's registration. Make sure that when they got your card back that they didn't purge you. So make sure you're still registered to vote. Make sure that you know who you're voting for, what district you're voting for, and you know where you're supposed to vote. And while you're out there, go ahead and request your absentee ballot. This is really important information. It blew me away. We are 3 weeks and 1 day away from the primary. 3 weeks and 1 day. You're running out of time to do your research. Okay, let's talk about research. You can get your sample ballot or your absentee ballot and research the people on there. If you don't have that, you can go out and check on the voter portal, and you can look at a sample ballot, and that will show you who's on your ballot. You can go out to okdemocrats.org, click on candidates, and do the research there, because we have links to their websites, to their social media sites. And if they've been on Scott's show, there's a video so you can hear them talk directly to the issues that Democrats care about. And since I'm talking about it, on tonight's Hamilton Report, Scott will be joined by Senator Connie Johnson, who's running for governor. So that happens at 6:30 Go out to our Facebook page, go out to our YouTube page, and watch that as well. It is really important that you don't just vote for the Democrats. Do vote for the Democrats, but do so after you've done your research and you know that they stand for our values. It's really important that we don't get lazy, that we make sure that who we're voting for lives up to our values. We've got to hold folks to, don't just say one thing and then vote a different way. Don't just say one thing and then do something different if somebody waves some shiny dollars in front of you, which is happening, not on our side that I am aware of, but it is happening in our legislature. So research your candidates, request your absentee ballot, make sure you know where you're supposed to vote, make sure that your voters registration is up to date and you know what's happening with your voters registration. Now, when you're looking at your ballot, be it your absentee ballot or the sample ballot, you're going to notice that some of the candidates who have been campaigning to you are not on your ballot. That's because this is the primary. This is the primary, which is sort of the preliminary where we narrow down our candidates for the November election. So in the Senate seat that Langford is running for re-election in, there are 6 Democrats who are trying to make sure that doesn't happen. 6. I need you to go out and do your research and find them. Now, for the seat that Inhofe resigned, we have 1 Democrat, and that's Kendra Horn. She's proven. We know who she is. She's not going to be on your ballot because there's only 1 Democrat. She's not going to be on your ballot until November. So you may think you're not being given a chance to vote for her this time. That's because she's not running against another Democrat. She's still out there, and if you're inclined to give her some money or help her, she'll take it. She's still out there, but she won't be on your ballot. The lieutenant governor candidate, the labor commissioner candidate, the treasurer candidate, there's only 1 Democrat running for those offices, so they will not be on your June 28th ballot. It's not because we don't have anybody running for those offices. It's because we only have 1 Democrat, so we don't have to narrow that down. I've gotten a lot of questions about why Kendra wasn't on the ballot. Yes, Kendra is running. Yes, Kendra will be on your ballot in November, but she won't be on your ballot till November. Same thing with lieutenant governor and treasurer and insurance commissioner and corporation commissioner. Because we just have 1 Democrat, they won't be on your ballot until June. They're still campaigning. You're still getting information for them. It's because they want to make sure that you know who they are, that you're paying attention to them, and that you're ready to vote for them come November. So that's what I want to talk about. Today is just an education day. It is incredibly important that you do your research and you make a plan to vote, and you help everybody that you care about make a plan to vote. So you can vote absentee, which is what I'm doing. You can vote early, which is the Friday and Saturday before the election, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before the election, or you can vote in person on that Tuesday, but make a plan. It's more likely that you'll do it if you make a plan. You have 3 weeks, 1 day before election. Now, if you are in Tulsa, please join me at the Heart of the Party meeting that starts at 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave pretty quickly here. The Heart of the Party meeting that starts at 5 o'clock tonight. The place has changed at Oklahoma Joe's at 61st and Sheridan. Oklahoma Joe's, 61st and Sheridan, 5 o'clock tonight. They're not going to be downtown this time, and it's not going to be like at 6 where it usually is. It's at 5 o'clock, Oklahoma Joe's, 61st and Sheridan. I hope to see you there. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4:15.